Hello, and welcome to the Watchlist channel. Today I want to show you the story of Tobey Marshall, a talented mechanic and street racer. Framed for a crime he didn't commit, Tobey seeks justice and redemption by entering the De Leon, an illicit cross-country race known for its dangerous and unforgiving nature. As Tobey pushes the limits of speed, he forms alliances with a group of skilled allies, each with their unique set of driving skills. The movie name is Need for Speed. Let's start. Tobey Marshall runs a car shop in a small town in upstate New York. He and his pals build and tweak fast cars. On a racing radio show, DJ Monarch says Tobey used to race locally against his main rival, Dino. Now, Dino's a big shot in Indy and other pro races, running a car dealership. Monarch thinks Tobey was just as good as Dino, but Dino got lucky and hit the big time. Tobey got his dad's garage, but now he's having a tough time paying the bills, so he and his crew race their cool old cars on the streets to scrounge up enough cash. After winning a race, they party at the local drive-in. Dino shows up in a fancy Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren with his girlfriend Anita. She used to date Tobey and his little Pete's sister, part of Tobey's crew. Dino have in possession Carroll Shelby's unfinished Ford Mustang and needs a shop to wrap up the job and thinks Tobey's crew is the best fit. Dino plans to sell the car once it's done and offers Tobey a 25% cut of the expected $2 million selling price. Tobey's friends try to talk him out of taking on the project, but he needs the money. The next day, Dino rolls into the garage with Carroll Shelby's unfinished Ford Mustang. After getting the work done, they put the car up for auction at a fancy party. Tobey and Dino meet Julia, a buyer for a rich Brit. She agrees to pay $3 million if the car can hit speeds over 230 miles per hour, as Tobey claims. Dino is doubtful and stops Tobey from proving him wrong. They agree to meet at the track the next morning so Julia can check out the car. Tobey and his crew get there early, and Tobey manages to speed the car up to 234 miles per hour. The crew thinks Dino couldn't match that. Julia and her buyer agree to buy the car for $2.7 million. Dino feels snubbed and takes Tobey and little Pete to his uncle's mansion. He challenges them to a race using his uncle's 3 illegally imported European Koenigsegg Agera cars. If Tobey wins, he gets Dino's 75% of the Mustang deal. If he loses, he gives up his 25%. They race from the house to a bridge over the interstate. Little Pete gets in front of Dino during the race and keeps blocking him from catching Tobey. Frustrated, Dino tags Little Pete's car, making it flip down a ravine, land on rocks, and catch fire. Tobey rushes back to help but gets there too late. Dino and his car disappear, landing Tobey in jail for accidentally causing someone's death. After spending 2 years behind bars, Tobey is released on parole. Right away, he decides to get back at those responsible for Little Pete's death. He manages to borrow the Shelby Mustang, along with Julia, to participate in a winner-takes-all race organized by Monarch. They need to reach a spot in California where the race kicks off in just 2 days. The crew tries to scare Julia out of the car with some wild driving, but she stays cool. Benny, who goes by Call Me Maverick, flies above them in a Cessna to keep an eye out, and they make their way across the country. After a daring escape from the Detroit police, all state cops are alerted that Tobey, now on the run, is heading west in a silver Mustang. Monarch announces this on his internet radio show and invites Tobey to the race, with the finish line being San Francisco. Dino, now based in San Francisco, calls the radio show and offers his Lamborghini to anyone who can stop Tobey from reaching the race. After dealing with the cops at a gas station, the Mustang gets challenged in Utah by a couple of 4x4s wanting Dino's reward. Julia takes the wheel and faces down the attackers, scaring Tobey in the process. She drives straight at the Hummer, figuring the driver relies on a big car to compensate for a lack of guts. But they get forced off the road. Just when things look bad, Maverick shows up in an Apache Army helicopter. They hook a rope through the car, and he lifts them over a canyon to the Bonneville Salt Flats, where the rest of the crew is waiting. Maverick gets arrested by military police, but he saves the day. They make it to San Francisco just in time to sign up for the race. Tobey has a showdown with Dino, and although they agree to settle things during the race, disaster strikes as they head to a hotel together. A truck driven by one of Dino's employees smashes into them. The car is wrecked, and Julia ends up in the hospital. Avenging Little Pete's death seems impossible unless Tobey can find a new car. Anita figures out Dino's tricks and snoops on his computer, finding out that the Koenigsegg that killed her brother is hidden in a local warehouse. She meets up with Tobey, spills the beans on the location, and hands him her engagement ring from Dino. The next morning, 5 fancy cars are ready to kick off the race, and Tobey shows up last. Dino freaks out seeing Tobey in his car, and it gets even weirder when Tobey hands him Anita's ring. The race starts, and the California Highway Patrol goes all out trying to stop it, causing crashes left and right. Eventually, it's down to just Dino and Tobey, racing side by side along the Pacific Highway. Dino messes up trying to tag Tobey at a corner, ends up crashing, and the car catches fire. Even though Tobey sees the finish line, he turns back to rescue Dino from the flames. He speeds away just as the CHP shows up. They follow him to the finish line, block him in, and both Tobey and Dino get arrested. The missing Koenigsegg is found, and Dino goes to jail for Little Pete's death. Tobey does 6 months for street racing but gets released. Julia picks him up from jail in a brand new 2015 Mustang prototype. After the movie, there's a scene where Maverick is teaching other inmates how to twerk. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification, so you can watch more video like this. Thanks for watching.